Sir, good day. So today we will explain how the Archimedes principle is applied in maritime transportation. In maritime transportation, Archimedes principle is central to the design and operation of ships, submarines, and boats. So ang Archimedes principle siya ang tunga-tunga or ang main na operation sa pag-design sa ships, submarines, o kanang boats. Archimedes principle is fundamental to the safe and efficient design of maritime vessels. From ensuring a ship's buoyancy to control the stability of a submarine, this principle governs how objects interact with the water and how they remain afloat. Understanding applying Archimedes principle has enabled the design of large-heavy cargoes as well as the safe operation of submarines, thereby reducing copper transportation and trade of passengers. So, ang Archimedes principle is very crucial, especially sa maritime transportation. Kay sila ang gakuan sa design sa barko kung pila ang capacity o pwede, pila ang limit o kuan kanang sila po ang ga-ensure sa stability sa isa ka barko. Archimedes principle states that an object submerged in a fluid experiences an upward force equal to the weight of the fluid it displaces. This principle is the key to understanding buoyancy. So ang Archimedes principle di ay siya ang key o ang murag silbi ang udlot kung sa Tagalog pa ang way para masabtan nato kung unsa ang buoyancy. In maritime transportation, it ensures that ships, boats, and submarines float. So sa maritime transportation, siguro sa Archimedes principle na ang ships mo lutaw. A ship design ensures its enough water to balance its weight, while submarines use ballast tanks to control buoyancy and just depth. So sa buoyancy, balilahi-lahi sila sa submarines o sa barko. Lahi-lahi sila o kanang design para way na mulitaw sila. So here's that will be it, sir.
So here's how the Archimedes principle is applied in maritime transportation. First, ship design and buoyancy. The design of ships, including large ocean liners and cargo vessels, is based on Archimedes principle. To ensure a ship floats, its hull is designed to displace a volume of water whose weight is greater than or equal to the ship's weight. The hull shape is crucial. It is typically wide and shallow to displace a larger volume of water, which reduces the pressure of the ships and ensures buoyancy. This is why ships are often larger and flat-bottomed to ensure they can carry heavy loads without sinking. Second, cargo loads and stability. When a ship takes on cargo, it needs to maintain its stability. The weight of the cargo increases the total weight of the ship. But for the ship to remain afloat, the volume of displaced water must still be greater than the weight of the ship. Ships are carefully balanced to ensure that they don't become unstable or capsize. The cargo is often distributed in a way that minimizes the risk of tilting, ensuring that the center of the gravity remains within a safe range.
The third one, rotation and loading capacity. In maritime transportation, calculating the maximum load a vessel can carry is directly tied to Archimedes principle. If a ship takes on too much weight, it could displace more water than the buoyant force can support, causing it to sink. Various regulations, including international maritime safety standards, often stipulate limits on the weight and volume of the cargo that can be safely transported. This is to ensure that ships always maintain a proper balance between their weight and the volume of water they displace, ensuring safety and stability. The fourth one, cargo and loading. The principle also applies to how cargo is loaded onto ships. That total weight of the cargo must not exceed the buoyant force that can be generated by the ship's hull. If too much weight is added, the ship will sink deeper into water, potentially causing it to capsize. That will be of our presentation, sir, and stay safe and God bless.